All right. Again, Tanake Harurira. My name is Brittany Schulman. I'm Wakama Suan. I'm the Vice President of Indigenous Leadership and Education Programs at Native Americans in Philanthropy. We are super excited to be able to offer this program coming up in the new year. It is a long time coming, and we'll just let you know a little bit more about it. So just for our agenda for today, we're going to do program overview, talk about the sponsoring organization or tribe / tribal college or university, the role of mentors, our tentative timeline, and who should apply. If you have any questions, feel free to use the chat feature, and we will also have time at the end for any burning questions that are coming through. So program overview, really this program came out of our CEO, Eric Stegman, and some of his work he did with CNAY, Center for Native American Youth. The values that we really centered in this program are relationships, reciprocal leadership, wisdom of youth, and experiential learning. The purpose is to build a network of Indigenous leaders that are supported in their journey and able to advocate for their communities. We know that we have a lot of young leaders who are out there doing their thing, and we want to continue to support that thing that they're doing. The goal that we have at Native Americans in Philanthropy is to influence philanthropy to be more aligned with an Indigenous worldview. Instead of the extractive policies that are in place, be able to frame in a more relational worldview so that we're able to work together. So this program, the Native Youth Grantmakers, will focus on increasing knowledge of philanthropy, understanding all the different ways in which it happens and how it happens, strengthening the leadership of and advocacy skills of the participants, develop and coordinate effective grant-making strategies. A key piece of this program will be that these young people will be in a cohort that will join our Native Voices Rising in their grant-making and in their grant-making process. It's also encouraging dialogue between Native youth and mentors so that there is learning happening in and amongst them, and create a space to develop meaningful relationships in philanthropy and in community. We want to make sure that we're continuing to have these conversations across the board. Sponsoring organization. One of the things that we are looking for with each of our applicants is that they have a sponsoring organization. That organization can be a tribe, it can be a nonprofit, a foundation, it can be a tribal college or university. Really, it's about providing an opportunity for youth to understand the relationship of that organization, tribe, university, college, with philanthropy and how it works. So whether it is a vast and extensive relationship, that of a grant maker or a grant recipient, whether there's very little operating in philanthropy, whether it's through the talents of the staff or the org and how they operate. It's really that opportunity to understand all the ways in which philanthropy do impact our lives. Really quickly do want to make clear that there is no monetary requirement for the sponsoring organization. They will not be responsible for any incidentals, any part of the youth's participation. It really is about understanding how that organization works and through a very experiential model. So being able to learn truly and deeply how philanthropy operates. The other piece that we're asking for is a mentor. The mentor has to work for or with the sponsoring organization. It can be someone who is a board member, it could be a CEO, it can be a secretary, it can be someone who is a volunteer with that organization, but someone who is able to walk with them as they're learning about this process of philanthropy. They'll support the youth in their learning experience. There will be some activities that the youth will bring back as they're learning about how philanthropy operates, that they will be going with their mentor to get those answers, or at least learn the start of finding those answers and how it works. The time commitment is about 1 to 2 hours per month. There will be 4 virtual meetings where we'll bring all the mentors together to talk about the program, how it's working, what's not working, and how we'll be moving forward with the youth. There's some of the challenges that they're coming up with, or some of the things that we can do that's different. And we will have a stipend available for mentors who participate. We recognize that your time is very valuable, and we want to make sure that we are respecting that in the best way possible. The timeline for the program is 1 year. The application deadline is December 31st. So please make sure that you're getting your applications in. We'll go over what the application looks like and what we're looking for. And after that application deadline, we'll be setting up interviews with various participants, with the participants who've applied. We will be looking for 8 to 10 young people, so it will be a small cohort. Nevertheless, we do want to make sure that we're, having a large impact. We want to make sure that the cohort is as diverse as possible. We will make an announcement in March on who is in the program, who's in the cohort, and a little bit more about what they'll be doing. There will be 4 virtual meetings beginning in April, July, August, and the 4th in around the September, October. We're planning, and I say planning because you never know how the world's going to work, and we want to be very mindful and respectful of our communities and in the best way possible. So we'll be following and looking very closely at what the CDC guidelines are telling us and what we know about being safe in these COVID times. So right now they're tentatively planned for in person. We'll start off in Albuquerque, New Mexico in May, right after Gathering of Nations. The second in-person meeting will be at NAP's conference, which will happen June 25th through 30th in Seattle. The third in-person meeting will be somewhere around September, October in Washington, D.C., and that'll be an opportunity for the youth participants to meet their senators and their representative. And then the fourth in-person meeting will either happen December and January, and we haven't quite locked down that location yet. And as soon as we do, we will let you know. The in-person meetings are 4 to 5 days long, and any incidentals that will be incurred on will be taken care of by NAP. So your plane ticket, your hotel, all those things will be meals will be taken care of by NAP. So who should apply? Really, it's self-identified Indigenous youth who are 18 to 24 as of January 1st. They do need to be finished with high school, whether that's the GED route or they have a high school diploma, either one works. They have a relationship with their tribe or community, and that is in the broadest respects, how that works for each individual. Each tribe and each community is different, but we do want to make sure that there is a relationship there and that they have a relationship with their sponsoring org. And that relationship will really be tied in with the mentor that comes with that youth. And I do want us at this moment to look at the actual application and what it looks like. So I'll come out of here. If you've been online, you can find that application at nativephilanthropy.org/NYG. This is the application. And if you have any questions, you can always email Kristen, who's actually on here today. So name, your preferred name if it's different, tribal affiliation, email address and phone number are crucially important because we want to make sure we'll be able to get in contact with you. Physical address, we will be sending some things to you. In addition, we are asking for social media handles, not because we want to do a deep dive into your post in the past. Really, we want to know what channels you have access to or what channels you are engaged in, as we'll be doing some communications training, and knowing which audience that you're looking at will make a big difference in how we're tailoring that message or how we're communicating that message. The other piece is one question we have, which is, please tell us about a time you had to make a difficult decision, or please share a time that you were a leader. Really, in this question, we want to get to know you and a little bit more about how you operate, how you think, and what it is that makes you you. I know that's kind of hard to do in 500 words or less, but this is really a conversation starter for the interviews that will happen later in January, early February. In addition, we do want to know your sponsoring tribe, TCU organization, their address, who your mentor is, what their title is, whether it's volunteer, CEO, program manager, their email address and phone number, because we will be reaching out to them. That is the entire application. So we want to make it as simple as possible while also being able to get the information that we need to move forward. So coming back to our presentation here. Now I want to open it up to any questions that you may have. I'm going to stop sharing so that I can actually see your faces.
Hi, quick question. My name is Alec Barrera, zooming in from Omaha, Nebraska. In regards to a sponsoring organization, can it be my place of employment?
Yes.
Okay.
Are there any other questions? There we go. There we go.
Hi, I did have another question. I sent it to you in chat, but so say we're working full time, and there's like a big event that coincides with one of your conferences that are in person. Are we able to put that work first? Or is the conference from like 8 a.m. to 5 p.m.? How intensive are those in-person conferences going to be?
The in-person gatherings will be, they will be all day. It will be a 9 to 5 situation. We will be doing some group learning as well as some site visits. We will have some time built in so that we're not like going, because that can get very tiring very quick. The hope is that you would be able to participate fully in those conferences in those timeframes, and we can work with you to make it as flexible as possible.
All right, thank you.
Any other questions?
Yeah, hi. My name is DJ Worley. I had a question. I work with a nonprofit, and we work with several youth. But I was wondering, because you said that the age is that they have to be out of high school, they could also go the GED route. But working with tribal youth, a lot of times our youth haven't completed either of those routes. And so are these programs open to those who might not have those academic qualifications?
Yes.
Thank you.
I have a question. Hi, my name is Allie. I was just wondering, so I don't live like near my reservation or near my tribal community because of work. And I was wondering if it had like the work or the nonprofit or a tribal sponsor has to be like from our tribe, or could it be like a tribe whose like area that we live in?
That is a great question. We understand the realities of how we live, especially in the last census, where it's 78% of us do not live on our our homelands. So the organization does not necessarily have to be affiliated with your tribe. We also put in the word community specifically for folks who may be in an urban community, and there are urban Indigenous communities as well. So it's very flexible in that sense. So it's, again, just an opportunity to learn from that organization, tribe, or tribal university that you may be affiliated with. This is our presentation. If you do have any other questions or need more information, you can either go to the website, nativephilanthropy.org/NYG. You can also email Kristen, who is here. You can wave at the people, Kristen, who'll be checking her email and throughout. So if you run into any snags, she's the person to reach out to. Thank you so much for your interest. We look forward to seeing your applications or seeing the young people that you will be sending our way. And I do want to say thank you again so much for coming, and we look forward to working with you in the new year.